Welcome back to Football Manager 2024 with Rushall Olympic Diamond in the Rough. So we come back for the last two games of the season against Newport County and Leyton Orient. But before that, we're going to take a quick look at how well the season went. We end up finishing top spot, 100 points. We do have a chance to get the record of League Two, which is kind of cool actually. I didn't think that we were going to be able to do that. But we only need two ties technically, or even a win in either one of these games, which I feel is very much so on the table. Granted, we do have two injuries, and I feel as though that's all right though. But it shouldn't really matter too much finance-wise though. If you look kind of at the beginning of where we were, probably around here, we were around 500k. Let's say that. Let's say around 500k because around the middle goes down around 400. We managed to finish the season with almost 1.1, which isn't too bad considering we did do some upgrades as well. So this season has been fantastic. I guess this season we're up around 600k, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good start to where we're going to be. If you look at our payroll for next season, we do have around 215,000 in the budget, and we have around 35.5 payroll. Committed spending currently is only around 15, which is kind of insane when you look at the players that we did bring in. I'm going to give you a quick look at some of the transfers that are coming in for this season coming up. We pretty much have like a brand new roster there. So whether or not they start or they end up developing into it. We do have Nuosu, so if anyone that ends up watching our loot and save, we did grab him for free before, but I think he's more suited for around League 2, maybe even League 1 initially. So he's going to be a little bit of an upgrade for Hanbury, which isn't to say that we're not going to use Hanbury as much as possible. We might even also sell him just to benefit him for the rest of his career. We do have Shitu as well, who's our youngster as well. So we do have at least a pipeline that's starting for goalies. So we might even be able to send one of them on loan, and that's pretty exciting. We do have a couple Tottenham players. We have Eric Leuenberger, who looks pretty good. I guess that we are benefiting from poaching them so early on. As soon as we end up seeing them, we sent them on trial for 4 weeks and managed to solidify most of these signings. They look pretty good. They're all around 18, so already it's going to cost a little bit for us, but overall it's not going to be that bad. We can probably start most of these guys. We'll give you a better look at it next season, but a lot of these players I did like just coming up through it. We're going to do a bigger deep dive because if these guys are solidified for next season, yeah, I guess potential cost of salary offered is around 6.5. Just above, around 7k maybe per week, which isn't too bad considering Nuosu's I think commanding the most out of all of them. I think he's going to be getting around. I don't think it's going to show it. He's going to be getting around 1,000 to 2,000 a week, anyways, which is going to be our most expensive player. And like I said, a lot of our players are coming up in terms of contracts. Okay, I guess that's going to be confusing there. You have Mantum that's going to leave, so we do have a pretty penny that it's going to end up leaving just on our first team, which is going to open up a decent amount for us next season. We'll probably end up getting rid of a little bit of the deadwood as well. But let's jump to the next two games because I desperately want to see Walsall compete in the playoffs, and I kind of want to do everything that we can to help it. I don't think that we end up playing anyone that they do. Their last two games are against Chesterfield and Bradford City. And Bradford City's already in a playoff spot. And Chesterfield is right here, so around 18th. And we face Leyton Orient and Newport County. We did just dispose of two teams there. In their wake, Doncaster, I think they're a little bit higher up, and then Colchester United, who I think is a little bit below them. 6-0 was just an absolute smashing. We did end up beating Walsall in the Battle of Walsall, though, so a little unfortunate with that. We could have let them just coast through, but we have pride, and we're not gonna end up losing the Walsall game if we can help it. We would have been okay with the tie, But yeah, Colchester's just a little bit below them, so hopefully that 6-0 victory is going to destroy them for the rest of their games. But let's jump to the game at hand and see if we can manage to get a result there. And here's our squad for the Newport County match. We have Hanbury in goal, Ollie, Cullinan, Noble, and Cushienza starting as our back line. We have Rowe and Ani that are going to start as midfield, and then we have Peters, Swire, and Havenhand going to start off as attacking mid. And then Ayatande is going to get the odd nod up front. Daly's probably going to come on for him at some point. And I mean, Barrett's not going to play with us anymore, and he's been a pain throughout the whole season, so he's going to start off on the bench. Cushienza is at least going to be with us next season, so I wouldn't mind giving him a little bit more game time, even if he does end up being more of a backup role anyways. But we're going for the record. If we can get it in this game, I'll be extremely, extremely happy. And there's no reason to suggest that we shouldn't. We are home as well. And already Peters is injured. That is not a good look. Oh, but it looks like he can probably shake it off. It's just a bruise. And at least we get Walsall's winning 2-0. So they are within striking distance of the top spot there. And Ani with it. Havenhand can't quite get it. Goes for a goal kick. I thought there was a deflection of some sort. So Walsall's competing against who's the one? So they do jump up to 7th. Bristol Rovers look like they're tied. So they were ahead of Solihull Moors. And it looks like they might do their bidding for them. It'd be insane to see both Walsall teams up, especially since we play in the same stadium, which I find kind of crazy when you think of it, because they're around 15 minutes down the road. It'll be crazy to see what happens when we try and get our own stadium after the fact. Ayatunde doesn't put any power onto it, but a decent pass nonetheless. We do have 3 shots, 1 on target there. Ani picking up a yellow. Morecamp up 2-1 and still staying the same for everyone else. And we're approaching halftime here. Like I said, 2 ties or a win and a tie end up making us break that record, which would be pretty cool for us to have. Ayatande with pretty much a breakaway does get the finish. The flag stays down, and he does a somersault. We're up 1-0, and if it stays this way, we will be the record champion. Swire with a nice through ball there. Ayatunde using his speed and just placing it in the bottom corner. Fantastic start. I'm pretty sure Ayatunde was the one with the crazy amount of speed, but not necessarily the same amount of finishing. 3 minutes extra time, but it is closing in, and we do not want to concede here. We've done well to not have any threats throughout the first half, and we do concede just before the half. That is kind of stupid. Not a very good play for us. It's 10th goal of the season. And, I mean, we kind of just let them. It was a decent challenge by Rowe, but pass it right to Evans. And then no pressure on Evans, and he just puts it right above Hanbury. And we don't keep the clean sheet there. At least it gives us a chance to lean into our team just a little bit. Hopefully getting a result from that. And we do have the 1 yellow. Peters might come off at some point if he can't maintain this level of health. And let's see if Swire can bring us through. Rowe with the chance to ollie. And nothing to it. Looks like he fell, but it's just a lack of balance. Ollie back with it. And a questionable pass all the way back to the defense. Back to Rowe. And I don't know why they keep wanting Cullinan to have it. And then Ani now with it. He's going to shoot it. Of course he does. Can't get it anywhere near the target. And see, that's what it is. Their XG is not very high. And I mean, they don't have a right to be tied in this game. Noble almost doing the Noble thing and getting the header in. And it looks like Peters isn't doing too hot. 6.9 is starting to inch his way to more of the positive. Havenhand's not really doing anything either, so he might have to get taken off. Ani as well. And oh my god. That's the kind of goal that is going to sink us here? You've got to be kidding me. Alright, we're making our subs here. But first, we're gonna, well, after, we're gonna demand more. Peter's gonna come off. Macuna's gonna come on for him. Claymat's probably gonna come in at some point. Maybe Ani comes off. Butterfield should be a little bit better than him, I believe. Yeah, at least a little bit better. So we're gonna put him in there, and then we'll demand more because this is ridiculous. We're gonna go very attacking. We were attacking at the beginning, but something seems off on our team right now. And maybe it's just the curse of the pressure is just a little bit too much at getting a record here. And it'd be very disappointing if we can't get it. Havenhand should probably come off too. But I do have a little bit of faith that he can turn this 6.3 performance around. Nice pass to Swire. And Swire, can he bring it in? Kushienza now with it. Finds McKenna, but Macuna, but Macuna can't deliver it. And we're going to be forced to put it on probably another sub here. Ayatande also looks like he's tired. Everyone's nervous, which isn't a good start. Havenhand's going to have to come off. And we're going to put in Daly. We're going to switch this around a little bit. We're going to put two strikers. And then Swire's going to go on the right because he can play there as well. Ayatande also at the top, but we're going to change around. Let's go pressing forward. And then Ayatande's going to, well, he can be a pressing forward too. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I guess we're going to give him, what can Daly play instead? That's probably is his best position. Okay, so we'll kind of leave it at that with Ayatande. But Barrett's going to come on for Kushienza. Oh, damn. Kushienza is actually playing well, too. Let's maybe put Hickenbottom for Cullinan, or maybe move Cullinan to that position. Hickenbottom's going to come in for there. We're going to leave it at that for now. We'll make adjustments if we have to. I don't want to do anything too drastic since we are going a little bit more attacking. Cross in, and we get the goal. Macuna ends up leveling it. But we're not going to stop there. We want much more than that. He ends up equalizing it. Even Rowe might come off as well. Good swirl from Kushienza. Good thing I didn't take him off. Good cross. And Macuna needs help from the post, but still brings us level here. And we might end up doing it at around in the 80th minute somewhere. Same deal. And Daly can't do what Macuna could do, which is kind of disappointing. Might have to make a change here. I don't want to take off Kushienza. He is exhausted though at this point. Barrett could come on for him. And I don't have anyone that could play left back because I would switch that up a little bit. Summers could come on and Claymat could come on. But I think Rowe is the only one that I can really see myself taking off. So we're going to put on Summers instead. And then kind of just hope for the best there. Walsall maintaining their spot. Looks like Bristol Rovers is going down. So all we wanted to do is give them a chance. And we're happy that they have one. Swire now with it. Finds Daly. We're up 3-2. The flag stays down. We managed to at least turn this around. We're going to go back to attacking. We were attacking the whole game, so no reason why we should stop. We're just going to take off the very attacking. Swire did everything he could, even though he's exhausted. And Daly's just in the right spot, right time. I don't know if we want to change our formation, though. Maybe, I think we might. We're going to change our formation. We're going to take off the double striker, though. Ayatande is probably more suited to playing on the left wing there anyways. And we'll put Daly up top by himself. I think Ayatande does. Yeah, he has high determination, so I do like that. And we can at least train him on the wing there because it feels though he has a better chance at making the team next year because of it. And at least Swire doesn't have to run as much as attacking mid. But changing the formation can have negative results, though. So we'll bear that in mind. Good tackle by Summers. The right player that we decide to pick. Ayatande now with it. All you gotta do is find someone. But he shoots it instead, and it goes for a corner. I mean, Ayatande, Swire, Makuna, and Daly, Noble, and Kushienza all playing amazing this game. And we can't quite get a shot there, but we do maintain possession, which is the most important part. 13 shots, 5 on target. Our XG is around 2.5. And again, they only have the 2 shots on target, the 2 goals that they have. And Ayatande seals the deal there. Great play for him. Great cross, too. I don't even know who did it. Cullinan did it to Makuna, back to Cullinan, and then Cullinan finds Ayatande. And nothing Hopkins could do. We're cruising through. We do look like we're going to get the record here. And then the last game is going to be more of a formality. And we could just add to it. But we turned around. Despite not playing very great in the first, we managed to turn around the second. Summers then loses it. But I don't think it's going to matter. Even if they end up scoring here, it doesn't take away from how well we've been playing in the second half. Summers came back and then clears it. And that is it. We managed to get the record here. And just look at the difference between XG. Even their goals, it was 0.19 XG when they ended up scoring it. So clearly they were lucky goals. And we're extremely happy with that. 4-2, we cruise on. And then Walsall, all they have to do is win the last game. And they're going to be able to get a chance to qualify via playoffs. And I mean, that would be pretty cool. But I wonder what's going to happen in terms of everything else, in terms of where we end up playing and all that kind of stuff. So we'll jump to the last game and let's see if both Walsall teams can get the win. And here for our last game, we have Hanbury in goal, Ollie, Hickenbottom, Noble, and Barrett all going to start here. We have Rowe and Norris going to start off for us as midfield. And then we have Makuna, Cook, and Daly getting a nod as attacking mid. And then we have Scandet. No, I think we might want to take Scandet off if we can, but I don't think we have any other striker to swap from. So I guess Sandit gets his opportunity to start as a striker. He is only on loan from Reading, but not necessarily the best. And it doesn't really matter what ends up happening in this game. We just want to kind of pay homage to at least Hanbury. Barrett, even though we've had our rough go, he has played a decent amount for us. Around, I guess, just about 50 games, actually. So he's going to be leaving us at the end of the season. Hanbury might be unseated, so we don't want to hold on to him if we don't have to. And even Rowe, this could be the last season that he has with us. I mean, he does have one more season on his contract, but you never know. But we're going to try and pay homage to them as much as possible. Shitu is going to be one of the goalies that's going to come in as well. We might end up bringing him in just so we can kind of give the fans a nice little gesture to kind of clap him off. Wouldn't be that bad if Hanbury ends up getting that chance to say goodbye to the fans. Because if someone comes in with a contract for him, I don't really see how we don't. He is still pretty young. He has been amazing for us. And I wouldn't be surprised if Nwosu ends up taking complete reins of it. I guess I should have put Daly off and had someone else start as attacking mid, because he could have easily played top striker. And that was something I definitely missed for sure. But we're more interested to see how Walsall ends up doing and if they can maintain the spot. Cook almost finishes it there. We end up getting the corner there 5 minutes in. We're going to keep looking at our right just to make sure that the standings stay the same. Noble can't quite get the header to it, and looks like Northampton ends up pushing through. It is Bradford City that they end up facing, so it looks like a win is going to be the only way that they end up moving forward. But it also would be kind of funny if the team that was in their shadows managed to push over them. Northampton looks like they're cruising through this York game. And Walsall is definitely going to need a win here. And if they can't, then that's all she wrote. But Northampton goes from like 10th all the way up to 7th. So that's how close the race is for the last playoff spot there. And Bradford could also finish 2nd. Rowe now with it to Hickenbottom. It's 30 minutes in. And nothing really too threatening. And we do get another corner there. It was a decent play by Daly there. And Norris with the corner here. And nothing happens there. But yeah, it does look like Bradford need to win this one also. Just to stay at the top 2 spot. But Makuna can't do what he did last game and doesn't put it through. Macy, I think that guy used to play for Man United at some point. Extra time here, I don't like that. We did concede last game right in the extra time for them to level it. Good interception by Rowe. Sandat, exactly why I didn't want to really play him. Gives it up. And crossbar, we almost go down 1-0. But a tie and a clean sheet is definitely the direction that we want to do with this. When we start the second half, Daly's the only one that's rated pretty high. Might even switch him to top striker. And doesn't look like anything's really happening with the other games here. I don't see them. Walsall's not on top. We'll take a quick look here. I don't see them. Rushall 1-1. Walsall's down 2-1. So it doesn't look like they have what it takes for promotion. And we're probably going to make our subs relatively soon here. And looks like Rowe's going to come off. So he should get his standing ovation for sure. Butterfield's going to come in for him. Noble looks like he's going to come off. Ollie Evans is going to get the nod for him. We'll probably put in Scott there. So the other midfield is going to be Ani. As much as I want to put in Panassar, I'm not going to. And feels like we're going to kind of mix this up a little bit. Sanda can play midfield. He can play also attacking mid. But we're going to put Daly up top. I do like what he can offer a little bit more. And I guess Sanda's going to come off. Or he's going to... I guess we're going to put him in where Cook is. And then we'll put... actually, no. I don't even know where to put Sanda, to be honest. Can Butterfield play attacking mid? He can. Can Ani? Ani can play defensive mid. So we'll put in Butterfield as the attacking mid there. Cook's going to come off for, say, Claymat. And we'll do that. It's going to look a little bit like that. So a little bit disappointing there. So Sandit's going to get the nod as midfield there. And at least he gets the exposure. But, I mean, not necessarily my favorite person to put in there. We're still more so taking the cautious approach than anything else. So we're just hoping to catch them on a counter. Oh my god, we almost go down 1-0 by it just rolling past us. And nothing ends up happening here. He looked a little offside. Top corner shot. Hits off the crossbar. Walsall's up 3-2. No way. So I guess they heard that little ounce of criticism that I had. They managed to go up. That's insane. Daly passed the ball. Offside now. Jesus. He took too long. Makuna finished it, but it's definitely offside. Such a bad time. Oh my god, Daly. You hold on to it for too long. And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in him for sure. And then Norris crosses in. Claymat scores. We're up 1-0. And I don't know if this is when we want to... guess we won't take off Hanbury there. As much as I did want to see our backup goalie, I don't think I want to do that. Claymat with the finish there, puts us through, builds on the record there, and we're going to pause it here just for 2 seconds. Walsall still up 3-2. That is insane. And they haven't had a shot on target. Huh. But Makuna and Daly are also exhausted. So Chatu's not going to get his opportunity there. We're going to stay with Hanbury, maybe see if he can get a clean sheet for this game. So Summers are going to come on for Makuna. As long as they don't count that as being a penalty. And still doesn't get a shot on target, so Chatu could have probably slotted in that role there. Hanbury can't quite find anyone. And Sandat doing decent in midfield. I don't hate that. Clayman now with it. Crosses in for Summers. Summers almost managing to double our score here. And almost putting an immediate impact on it, like Clayman did. 89th minute, so just before the extra time here. And we can't clear it. It ends up going over again. We do concede a corner. Let's see if the Dominus manages to stay here. No one gets ahead to it. Daly manages to slide tackle and gets it. Walsall still in that spot. Bristol Rovers also. So it looks like Northampton going up 3-0 has somehow lost or tied the game at least. Oh, and that wasn't too bad, but I mean that is very unfortunate for us. It feels like we would have scored on sit through anyways. Our team just not able to hold on to the lead there. Very disappointing. Decent finish, I will say that. They've been inching the whole game towards the goal, and they finally end up getting it. And I mean, there's nothing you can really do. And that is the end. We still add to the lead of the record, which I don't think is going to be broken in a while, because we don't plan on coming back down here. And Walsall manages to make the playoffs, but they're going to have to face against Mansfield Town to be able to push through. That is insane. I want to see the Northampton game. 3-2, so they still won 3-2, which is weird. I guess Walsall, with them being up, it makes sense. Okay, so they didn't end up coming back. Wrexham won 5-1 against Notts County. But again, that didn't really matter no matter what. So Walsall guarantees it, so that's pretty cool. And like I said, I think we play in the same stadium still. So that's our youth ground, training ground. And they play at Poundland. And we play there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next season if we end up, I think we're still renting, so it'll be interesting to see if we end up pushing through there. We make 25K, which means that we're around 1.2. And Walsall's playoff bound, so it'd be interesting to see how will they end up doing there. I kind of want to jump to see if they can manage to do it, and then we'll kind of do a little bit of a recap there. But let's jump to see the playoffs and see who ends up getting promoted with us. So we end up seeing Walsall manage to beat Mansfield Town 4-3 in aggregate, and then Morecambe ended up beating Crewe. Crewe, who was a very good team throughout most of the season, but then somehow went on a bad spell for the longest time, dropped out of one of the top spots, and find themselves not making it through the playoffs. Pretty insane, just a roller coaster season for them. So we have Walsall and Morecambe in the finals, and let's see who's going to be joining us next season. And 1-0 Walsall, insane. So 7th place, they squeezed through and managed to maintain the momentum, and we are going to be partners again in League One. Pretty insane though, when you end up thinking of it. The fact that both Walsall teams managed to go through, and we'll just take a quick look at the season preview, and they had us 400-1 to win. Walsall was around 13th there, Notts County was favored and Wrexham as well. Same thing with Bristol Rovers, so none of those teams are being promoted. And we have Bradford City and Salford that are promoted, and then Mansfield got knocked out, so they're not going to be either. But even just looking at this and what the actual results were, and it's pretty insane that it's not even a fraction to being close to what it was. And I mean, profile-wise, yeah, Salford, Bradford City, and us, and then Walsall joins us as well. Let's take a quick look at who's going to be coming down and taking our spots in League One. Lincoln gets promoted as well. So Port Vale, Cambridge United, Gillingham, and Wycombe all getting relegated there. Again, 6th spot ends up getting promoted there as well with Lincoln. They're going to be in the championship, and then Hull and Plymouth. Hull, who ended up winning the trophy as well, pretty insane. So Hull ended up winning the Bristol Street Motor Trophy, the one that we got knocked out in the semis for. So we're going to end up seeing, well, we're not going to see them at all. They're going to be always one ahead of us. And then let's take a look at the championship and see who's going to be our opponents next season. And take a closer look. Huddersfield Town, that is crazy. Oxford United and QPR are all joining us in League One. That is pretty insane. And to teams joining them, I guess Sheffield United and Leicester are now getting promoted to the Premier League. And let's take a look at who's going to be joining the championship there. And then Middlesbrough, Norwich, and Southampton. Interesting enough. And then Arsenal ends up winning the season as well. I think there's one game at hand, but I mean, they should end up winning it. But crazier things have happened. It's crazy that our season's done before theirs. But one of the things that we want to focus on for next season, though, as we see a decent amount of our transfers and everything that we end up having, we have the finances there, we have all the transfers coming in. The one thing that we want to do is all about establishing ourselves in League One. Because it's going to take us, I know I said this at the beginning of the last season, but it's going to take us a couple seasons to figure things out, and hopefully our bank balance just increases throughout that. And it's been an amazing season, done a lot better than what we could have hoped for. Havenhand's top goal scorer and even average rating as well. Ollie Scott with the most assists, and most players of the match is Havenhand as well. But we've definitely been punching way above our weight, and that is for sure. And we have Hanbury, who's going to be playing with us next season. Hopefully he stays with us, but you never know. And I mean, it's been a great season. We'll see you next season in League One, and hopefully we can just build on top of this amazing season. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.